Hydra Reloaded versus Quebec United Legions.
Hello, I'm Reload, joined with Ellis Randolph, and today we have Hydra Reloaded versus Quebec United Legions. Hydra, my boys, have brought an EOS, a Nero's Prophecy, a dual Ishtar, dual Vex and Navy issue, dual Pontifex, and a Punisher. So a well-rounded Galente rush setup. Ellis? What does Quebec United Legion have?
Alright, so Quebec United Legions are saying, you know what, we can't win this with a standard setup. We have to break the meta, we have to think outside the box, and they thought way outside the box. They're in a square right now. They've got Armor Sleipnirs, Twin Ashimus, Twin Vigilance, a Vexer, and 2 Punishers for tackle, supported by an Oneros for reps. This is some next level stuff. They might be getting lost in the sauce here in their theory crafting days, but you know what? I don't know how you would go after an Armor Sleipnir. Like, what do you do?
I mean, I would be totally lost in Hydra right now. Hydra, I'd be shaking in my boots. They'll be like, I have no idea what to do with these Armor Sleipnirs. I'm totally scared. Are they going to be active tank Armor Sleipnirs? I'd be scared right now. What I would do with these drone setup, I would just ram into the Sleipnirs and hope they're the artillery, but they're not. They're actually autocannon Armor Sleipnirs, but don't worry about that. Just ram into them and pray. But in 30 seconds, in reality, what is going to happen is Hydra Reloaded is most likely just going to kite away from those Sleipnirs and Ashimus and Vigilance. There's a lot of webs on this team, so there is a lot of control on Quebec United Legions if they get close enough.
Yeah, we can see from the Quebec United Legion defense bar, the purple part is the amount of active rep they have. Same with Hydra. It does look like they have ASBs on their Sleipnirs. You know, they're pretty tanky to go out with. But these Punishers are going to be something to watch out for the Quebec United Legion team. If they can, you know, pull down a Vex or Navy issue or an Ishtar and get some durable tackle of the Ashimus and Vigilance in there, you know, things might die. And we do see Hydra's drone swarm just going all the way towards the Quebec United Legion team, who are a little bit slow to start off, and that is a whole lot of drones.
That is a whole lot of very fast drones as well. I have a feeling those Ishtars and Vex Navies just have loads of drone nav computers in their midst. It doesn't matter about dams, doesn't matter about computers, just all drone navs, and they have already caught up with the Aneris, and that Aneris is just getting deleted by those Vex and Navy Ishtar drones, and he's already in structure, and in a second he's probably going to go down, and so he does. And right now, Hydra Reloaded's one of their Punishers is tackled by an Ishimu.
Alright, so you trade in an Eros for a Punisher, or at least tackle on a Punisher, so, you know, that's the trade that Hydra got on this one. Pretty good. I would think every team would take that 50 times over. You do mention that this Hydra Reloaded team probably does have drone nav comms. Those drones are moving super fast, and we can see that they have almost no control bar on their side. And that's another ship just instantly deleted.
Yep, and it does look like the Pontifexes and the Punishers are actually screening the Ishimus and the Punishers. One of the Ishimus is scrammed and nosed, and one of the Punishers is also scrammed and nosed, and the second issue also scrammed now. So those Pontifexes and Punisher are actually screening these Ishimus away from Aneros, away from those Ishtars, away from those Vex and Navy issues. But a Prophecy is caught now. He actually got away from that scram, and now he's burning away. He is muted. He's back webbed again. But as this is happening, they're losing Vigilance as we speak, basically. They've already lost 2 of their Vigilance and their Logi right now.
And one of the Armor Sleipnirs is at 0 speed, the Corrupted, not moving at all. Poor little guy. He is probably starstruck right now. This Hydra Reloaded screen is impenetrable. They're just holding everything back, and the 1 or 2 ships that do slip through, they instantly die, as we saw those Vigilance get zonked. And these drones can move across the field so very quickly.
Absolutely. Right now, it is unfortunately they're just shooting chicken in a barrel right now, and they're just deleting. They're going for these Armor Sleipnirs now, and I have a feeling they might be dual tanked. Maybe we'll see. Actually, no, they're not dual tanked. They're just armor tanked, and this is just, you know, top tier piloting from Hydra Reloaded. They knew they had to bring an A game setup now because they are in a losers bracket, and if they lose, it is game over. So they have brought their A game this time, and they have shown that they are a competitor in this Alliance tournament.
Yeah, and the bans are something interesting to talk about. You know, the Quebec United Legion team banned the Hurricane Fleet issue, And Brutix, Hydra banned the Blackbird and Brutix Navy issue. Blackbird more of a targeted ban because Quebec United Legion does like their ECM, and that can make things really annoying. But by taking out these Hurricane Fleet issues and these battle cruiser hulls, it means that basically the only thing that Quebec United Legion can take is something like Armor Sleipnirs or a drone team. And Hydra have faith that their drone team is better than any other drone team out there. And you know what? That faith is right. I mean, look at this go. Like, a lot of teams, they try and do a lot of control. They've got so many mid slots on their Ishtar and Vexor Navy issues. They put tracking disruptors, dams, tackle on some of the Vexor Navy issues and Ishtars. But nope, not Hydra. Just all drone speed all the time, and it's definitely paying off for them right here. And just look at how many things they have. Hydra have almost no control, but they're applying all of it, 100% on the Quebec United Legion team.
Absolutely.
So props to them.
Yeah, absolutely. They just systematically they already knew what they were doing. And the reason I said chicken instead of fish in a barrel stream is because chickens are actually easier to shoot. Because Quebec United Legions, they were a headless chicken because they had no idea what to do against this drone team. Once their nearest just got sniped, that was it. It was pretty much game over. Their nearest did take some damage, but morale victory for Quebec United Legions at least. But it's going to be a clean sweep for Hydra Reloaded, 100-0 for Hydra Reloaded. I mean, they knew what they were doing, Hydra. They didn't even bother with any control. All they needed some screens with Pontifexes and Punishers, and just drone navs, and just let the drones do all the talking, basically.
Yep. Also, the prophecy looks kind of like a chicken. So I mean, there you go.
Yeah, it's true. And with that, 100-0 to Hydra Reloaded, we'll send it back to the booth.
Never mind. Quebec, they're executed like the proverbial chicken in the equally proverbial barrel. Now, before we go through that, actually, we got a little bit of a recap to bring you guys. First little recap we want to bring you is an armor Barghest from earlier in the day. The kill mo should be coming up right about now. We have this mail from Thetosa. You will notice that it is a rapid heavy missile armor Barghest. Makes perfect sense so far. If we look at the high slots, rapid heavies, 2 heavy newts, sounds good. Maybe a large smart bomb is a reasonable choice, but perfectly fine so far. In the mids, cat booster, 2 missile guidance computers, SIBO, we got a MWD and a Scram. Again, equally good choices. The rigs, all large Trimarchs. Resists, perhaps, may have been a better choice there, but that's forgivable. But then lows, we have damage control, A&M, reactive, 1600 plate, and 2 missile guidance enhancers. This Barghest, with shortest possible range heavy missiles, can shoot to 164, I'm informed. No damage mods. So welcome to this episode of how not to fit your Barghest. Please do not fit your Barghest like this. Moving swiftly onward, we have some replays of a previous match coming through of where there was some cool jumping with the drones desperately chasing around the ships as they were jumping. These should be coming up in just a moment for you lovely people here. Here we go. So here we have the Solaris, no handlebars game, and as they press play on that, we can see the rows coming around, and then there's going to be a boosh somewhere happening. Boosh. Somewhere, drones coming in, surrounding, and I've been promised a boosh. I've been promised a boosh. Come on, guys. Hey. Oh, now we're... Hey, whoa, wait, hey. Okay, so here we go. They're on the MJD beacon. The blue drones coming down, wrapping themselves around to do some damage. And there is the Boosh away from them. The drones again then having to move all the way across the arena. And that is the disadvantage of, to some extent, missiles and definitely drones as a damage platform. Your turrets just fire and they hit instantly. There's no time to target. Whereas the time to target of missiles is fairly substantial. The time to target of choosing your drones, especially if they're so far away, that's a really big deal. That's why against drones, it's such a strong strategy to starburst, because the time to travel between targets is so high. Equally, same you can say with rush comps. If you split up a rush comp focused on close range DPS, with the Blaster Galente Hull Rush or the old school Minmatar Rush, then if you split up, they've got a lot more time between targeting, giving you more time to kill your opponents and allowing you to die more slowly. A lot of the time, the Alliance tournament is not about all your ships surviving, it's about your ships dying more slowly than that of your opponents. Now, we should talk about that Quebec Hydra game. Suetonia, what was it say you were going to do if you lost to Armor Sleipnirs and Ashimus? You weren't going to have a good time, were you?
I think I'd ask if Team Skill was recruiting.
Yes, you might have asked that. So more seriously, Nico, what did you think about the Hydra comp there? We had a seems like a fairly standard drone team, but I think from the speed of those drones, they were definitely pushing drone nav comps in the mids there, and then also they were using those Pontifex for support. Again, we've kind of seen a few more command destroyers today coming through the meta. Do you think that this is a sign for the future that people are going to be moving away from those 18-point command ships, putting that money into the heavier drone boats, putting that money into the Navy battlecruisers, and then moving into the support command destroyer, given the points rebalance, given how links work now?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, the triple Pontifex, I was a bit confused at first when I saw it, but I think given the circumstances that they had, it did work, because I felt like their composition of having a lot of drone boats, again, application's so important with drone boats. If you don't have any webs, you don't have any scrams to shut down those MWDs, your drones are just going to be chasing constantly. And if they're jump beaconing as well, you're just going to be sat there for ages trying to chase them. So having those Pontifexes to kind of, not only manage the boosts for them, but also be able to get in and sort of get the webs on them as well to help the drones get good damage there, I think was a really good move. And again, don't have to use those points for a big, heavy Navy battlecruiser, which isn't going to be as mobile.
Yeah, so we now have the winners of the prediction game for this match we just had, Hydra versus Quebec United Legions. The winner is a name I'm not going to say on stream, but congratulations, sir. That's Mr. H. Bowles. That's Mr. H. Bowles. First name Harold, shortened to a nickname, then Bowles. So that's a Harold Bowles. Congratulations on winning your 1 billion ISK. I think Suetonia just realised what I was avoiding saying. Balgorn fan, perhaps. So moving on to our next match, sadly our last match of the day. It feels so weird. It feels like we only just started the first weekend. We were only just in the feeders, but now we are finishing our penultimate day. It is time to look at this match. So let's see what we have in store. It is going to be Castabouts versus Hard Knock Citizens. What a fantastic game to finish the day on. Castabouts in their first round lost to Bright Side of Death, then beat 404 Alliance Not Found. Then Hard Knock Citizens beat FCON and lost to A Band Apart. So based purely on that, based on the opponents they've lost to and the opponents they've beaten, I'm probably going to side a little with Hard Knock Citizens there. Hard Knock Citizens came into, I want to say it was 80-13 with a lot of hype surrounding them. Perfectly solid team. I think they got top 8, top 16 around that area, but then lost a huge portion of their more competent AT pilots to the Tuskers. I mean, the Tuskers were a very good team before that, of course, but absorbing those guys cannot have hurt, certainly at all. So Hard Knock Citizens have struggled to kind of reclaim the results they had before. What do you guys think about this matchup? Nick, Cass versus Hard Knocks?
It's a tough one. I've lived in the area of space around Castabouts before. Hard Knock Citizens, though, I mean, these guys are going to be bringing their A game. Castabouts obviously going to be bringing theirs as well, but both teams here are going to be putting immense effort into training their pilots and getting their compositions correct. I just think that Hard Knocks, they're just going to have that little bit edge, the little more of experience that may take them through this. But as we've seen, this could very well be a big upset for these guys. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Suetonia, do you have any thoughts on Hard Knocks versus Cass?
Yeah, I think this is a hard matchup to call. I think both teams have gone relatively unproven so far. Beating FCON, beating Bright Side of Death, not the teams that we've seen have the best performances on the field. So whoever wins, I think, is going to look solid. However, they're going to have to play Hydra tomorrow, which could be an interesting upset.
Yeah, that could be a pretty fun match to watch. Moving on then, we have to discuss a few things, a few more plugs to the sponsors, if that's okay. Chill Blast, thank you so much for giving us some cool tech equipment to help us run the streams. We've got the AT viewing party tomorrow at the Alt Lounge, just around the corner from us. We'll be coming there and hanging out. It's a really awesome venue. I know that Nash and a few others had a little too much fun there last night, perhaps, but we went there last weekend to hang out and play some video games. We've got EVNT London, that is the 18th of November. Down in London, obviously. We've got the IGC skins, that's the EVNT, they're not technically the EVNT skins. I like to think of them as the EVNT skins, as we got to give them out as the prizes for our majors and our minor leagues. Make sure you vote for the final match of today, as well as tomorrow's matches on vote.eve-nt.uk. If you have any questions for the panel, send them into #ATXV. We didn't really get that many questions, or at least not that many I saw today, or maybe it was just spamming too quickly. And then also please do follow and subscribe the channel. Head over to our YouTube to watch all of the VODs from last weekend, many of the VODs from the feeder rounds, and then also the VODs of this weekend moving forwards as we get them uploaded as fast as we possibly can. Now, next topic we need to talk about is the bans for this final match. So we will have a little look at these. We have the bans for castabouts, being the Harbinger Navy issue and the Brutix Navy issue. They do not want to see an NBC core with good tracking. Then we see Hard Knocks banning the Blackbird, and interesting, the Stratios. That's a pretty weird pick. I think the Stratios is probably one of the weakest of those core drone ships we've been seeing. So, Tony, what do you think of the Stratios in general, and why would you ban it?
I have no idea, really. I think the Stratios is like an Ishtar or a healer replacement. It doesn't have the drone speed bonuses, which make the Vex and Navy issue and Ishtar bones all that with that much power. It does have a lot of spare drone bay, so I'm not sure if they're trying to take that away to make Smart Bomb stronger, but then the healer and the Rattlesnake are still available as options to kind of help a bit against Smart Bombs, so...
and then, Nico, we've got a ban from Cass here. They don't want to see a Harb Navy issue. They don't want to see a Brutix Navy issue. This is a big signal. We do not want to face the NBC core. Yeah. However, in saying that, do you bring a neutered NBC core, rolling vanilla Brutix, vanilla Harbinger, or maybe putting Hurricane Fleets into that role, which you can do so well? Maybe that gives you the points to put a BAL on top and run just another variant of it? Or do you think that that could be a mind game? We'll ban the two best ships of it to make them think we really don't want to face that style of comp. They bring that style of comp anyway that's neutered, and we bring a counter that can kill it anyway. So, like, what are your thoughts on kind of like the metagaming and the banning when your bans are so seemingly transparent?
I think if I was in Cass's position right now and I banned those two ships, or had those two ships banned, I would be looking at either upping them into other battle cruisers, like you said, the Hurricane Fleet issue, or maybe into Typhoon Fleet issue, stuff like that, or downsizing a bit and bringing in more frigates for more application, and then maybe switching over to other types of battle cruisers and stuff.
Fantastic. We have a kill mail ready for you guys. I so wanted to believe in the Armour Sleipnir dream. I believed in it so hard, and the Quebec guys, they let me down. Here is what an Armour Sleipnir looks like in the year of our Lord 2017. We have autocannons, rush comp, makes sense. We've got two skirmlinks. We've got some tackle in the mid, scram web, MWD, small cat booster. No XLASB, which even on an armor slap might be an idea to run, as the Sleipnir does have a huge bonus to that, although probably struggling for the fitting, as in the lows here we have a 1600 plate, gyro stab, two enams and a kinetic membrane, foregoing a damage control because reasons. The rigs are a medium projectile collision accelerator, that is the rig for raw damage, and then the burst aerator, that is the rate of fire rig. So very heavy on the damage here, although only one gyro stab. Suetonia, on a scale of 1 to 10, how ill do you feel looking at that fit?
Well, if this was a dual tanked Vagabond, it would be about 4 on the illness scale. If it was a Beam Zealot, it would be about 3 on the illness scale. This is a solid 10. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, and there we have it. It is a 10 on the illness scale there from Suetonia. And with that, let's head to our final match of the day. It is Castabouts versus Hard Knock Citizens.